Okay, it's Sunday, July 13th. This is your update, and this is weather outlook. Right now, the simulated radar looks like this, and see this little red dot down here. This is right, pretty much right over my house here. Just had a downpour, had some lightning, but nothing like the big storms we had last week. Nothing like that. Just a quick, you know, downpour and lightning and thunder for a few minutes, and it was over with. As we go through the afternoon hours, though, that'll fade away, and that's probably why it wasn't much. But you can see out here in the western part of the state, some pop-up thunderstorms. They're not lines of thunderstorms; they're pop-ups. They're just getting started. This is around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm taping this at 2:30. As we move it across, you can see it's starting to form a pretty good thunderstorm line through here. And this is now about 6 o'clock, and you can see it's a little bit out ahead of it over here by Harrisburg. But slowly this will move to the east, and there's your pretty good line. If I was able to stretch this out, you'd see that it goes all the way up into upstate New York, this line here, and it kind of breaks up as it goes further south. But again, this is around it's around 8 o'clock, and you can see this. There's where the storms are out, but they won't stick together too well. You'll see a couple broken storms here, a little bit down here towards York, as we get to around 10 o'clock, and then here's around midnight. They're basically gone through Wilkes-Barre, Scranton. They're now on the Poconos by Mount Pocono. Some more showers are out here in Western PA. But it's just nothing. None of these storms are like we had last week where it was flooding. Now, as we move this ahead, this is around 10 o'clock in the morning. You can see some showers starting to move into Western PA. Still cloudy in Eastern PA with a couple of sprinkles. As you can see, as the day goes on, it doesn't get much better. Here's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It's kind of a frontal line here coming from northeastern PA across down towards Pittsburgh, and some thunderstorms on the southern side of it. And then as we go through the afternoon hours, here's 3 o'clock. You can see they're popping up. Now, these storms could have some heavy downpours with it. There could be a cell that really packs a little bit of a wallop when it comes to rain. And as you can see, as we move this a little further out, there's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You can see there's a lot here. This is Berks County, Schuylkill County, out here towards Harrisburg, heading out towards State College. There's even some up here by Du Bois, up by Binghamton. They're a little more. They're a little more numerous. And then now we'll take this to let's see, this is be about 7 o'clock. You can see it's a lot in central PA, Williamsport, raining now up towards Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, Allentown, Stroudsburg. Here's a storm now, it's right over Harrisburg. Again, some of these storms could have a pretty good downpour to them as they move east. Now, this would be around 8 o'clock in the evening. Here's 9 o'clock. This is 8 o'clock in the evening. You can see the line is together here, and it's moving. And there's some purples in there. It's moving towards Philadelphia as we go on through the night. Here's around 10 o'clock. Here's 11 o'clock. Here's 12 o'clock. And you can see now they're over into New Jersey, through Philadelphia, and down towards Wilmington. And then they'll get together, and there's 2 o'clock in the evening, 2 o'clock in the morning, Tuesday morning. This is, and then you can see them slowly move off. But Jersey stays pretty much Tuesday night into the morning hours with rain. Now here you can see the amount of rain, and you can see a lot of orange on here. Orange is over an inch of rain. There's some darker colors in here, like grayish color. These 3 inches. Now, it may not be right there, but this is an estimate that this is what there'll be the heaviest rainfall will be in these areas here. So if you get up underneath one of these thunderstorms, you can get, a pretty good downpour. It could possibly be flooding conditions on some of the roads where it ponds up, some of the smaller creeks and things like that. But yeah, we're back into that heavier rainfall as we're in a Monday night. And so I said, you need just to be careful and keep an eye on it. And I'll probably update this tomorrow and see exactly where these storms are going tomorrow. But as you can see, a lot of orange on here. So a lot of heavier rain will be coming through between now and Monday night. My highs on Monday vary depending on where the clouds are at. As you can see up in northeastern PA, the temperatures are in the 70s. A couple spots here where the rain has come down here in the Laurel Highlands where the temperatures have dropped, and you can see where the rain hasn't gotten to yet. Temperatures down by Philly and Lancaster, down toward Jersey and Delaware. The temperatures are in the 80. It's very muggy out there, so it's going to feel like it's in the mid 90s, upper 90s in some areas. So again, very soupy conditions down here make it quite ripe for our thunderstorms to start getting its act together. And again, this is in the afternoon when this is all hot and warm down here. Then these things move in. And as soon as they hit that warm air, they blossom. So that should be expected tomorrow at some later on in the day. So just beware of that. Okay, so I am not a hurricane expert by a long shot. But if you look down here by Florida, off to the east coast of Florida, you can see winds there are picking up a little bit. And then watch as it goes west. It goes across Florida and it goes into the Gulf right there. You see that? It's into the Gulf, right in this area right down here. Um, and again, it's still together, but the thing that I'm looking at is it continues to go to the west and it gets close to New Orleans, and it's still got something going. I think if I was one of the hurricane people, I would maybe it won't turn into a hurricane, but it could turn into a tropical storm down here. And this would be the time period right here would be on the night of the 17th, which would be Thursday. The night of the 17th would be in this vicinity right here. Let's just see how it works out and see if that's a little guide that there could be something going on there. Again, I'm no expert. Now, this is the national map, and this kind of tells you where the blues are the colder temperatures, the lighter colors are average, and then the warmer, the more orange it is, the hotter it is. But I just want you to point out, Texas has been talking about all their flooding down here and thunderstorms, but I want to show you what's heading in their direction. Now, here are all the grays here, these colors in here. That's where temperatures are near 90 or above 90. This is today. Now watch how this all starts to back up a little bit. Here's that little storm down here. I was telling you I'm about to keep an eye on, but you can see this all back up, and watch as Texas starts to get into the grayer areas. And once it hits there, now we're up to the 16th. It's just beginning to warm up in Texas if you look right here. And this is kind of what the thunderstorms like to get together down in central Texas there. But the heat's going to get turned on, and here it's starting around the 17th, and here's the 18th, and there's the 19th, and there's the 20th. Now look at that. Hot mass is right over Texas. That's the heat's going to get turned on up there. What it means for us up here is temperatures probably won't get into the 90s, but they'll be warm. But you're going to see a lot of, like I said, the thunderstorms will form. Here's some cold air trying to get down into the central plains there. But as we look out ahead, there's the 21st, and we move it out. You can still see all that. We're looking over Texas here on the 23rd. Here's the 24th. Here's the 25th. So I don't think you want to be down there. Here's the 26th. It's still there. But if you notice, our colors in Pennsylvania are a little light. So kind of what it means for Pennsylvania is we get closer to average with temperatures here during the day, and you can see there's not 90s but 80s, like I said, and it'll kind of keep itself in that vicinity as you get towards the end of the month. Now that's the 25th. Here comes the 26th. Right there, see 26th. Pretty much it's the same thing almost every day. So our pattern will get steady there for a while. Okay, I just wanted to give you a little upseat. All right, so everybody take care and be safe out there. Talk to you tomorrow.